So, Hare Krishna, everyone. Um, so we'll begin. Thank you all for joining. So we will begin our shloka recitation by offering our respectful, loving obeisances to the um, beautiful, wonderful deities of Sri Jagannath Mandir ISKCON Shishadripuram. बलदेवा प्रभु की जय, सुभद्रा महारानी की जय, लॉर्ड जगन्नाथा की जय, श्री पंच तत्वा की जय, श्री गौर निताई की जय, लॉर्ड परशुराम की जय, लॉर्ड वामन देव की जय, श्री गुरु परंपरा की जय, श्री प्रपात की जय, श्री प्रपात की जय, श्री गुरु महाराज की जय. Okay, so we'll say our prayers. ओम अज्ञानातिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने. नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चातदेशतारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So today we have two verses actually. I'll just share another the shloka. I'll share the shloka. So today we have like 9.34 and 18.65. Bhagavad Gita 9.34. Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam eveshyasi yuktvevam atmanam madparayanaha. Translation. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. And the other one is 18.65. Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam eveshyasi satyam te pratijane priyo asi me. Translation. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. So, as you will see that, you will observe that there are similarities in the shlokas, two shlokas. One happens to be in the middle of from the middle chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and the other one is from the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So the 9.34. So what we'll do is we'll take what translation Prabhupada as explanation given by His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu as part of his Bhakti Shastri um, classes he takes. So here Prabhu gives details. Man mana, think of me. So bhava mad bhakto. This means become my devotee. And so how does one become a devotee? By worshipping Krishna. So it's madhyaji, worship me. Mam namaskuru, offer obeisances to me. And so what is the outcome of doing all this? Why do all this? What is the result? Mam eveshyasi, you will come back to me, to where Krishna's with to be with Krishna in Krishna's spiritual abode, Goloka. And how yuktvevam, by being engaged, by being absorbed in that engagement, whatever you do. So atmanam mat parayana. So what happens is by engaging in such a way, by achieving absorption in that engagement, your heart and soul will be mat parayana. will be devoted to me. So it's like you're not just doing some activity, you are doing that activity with loving devotion, that service with loving devotion. Man mana. So the Prabhu mentions that, His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu mentions that. So different people have different approach. They can fix their mind on Krishna in different ways. But what Krishna is emphasizing here is, he's saying that you think of me in such a way that bhava mad bhakto, you are thinking of me and then you offer your heart to me in that manner. So you fix your mind in such a way, what happens is that it's like you qualify by fixing your mind in such a way that you are like, you become eligible for me to enter into your heart. So it's like you're creating such an opportunity by doing such a service in such a manner, which Krishna has just mentioned: the devotion, obeisances, worshipping, and you offer your heart to me. You become a devotee. So you're doing those activities in that state of absorption. So, so that I can enter into your heart, bhava mad bhakto, devote yourself to me. So we may fix our mind. So Prabhu gives an analogy, he gives an example. He's saying that so we have an ability to fix our mind on a thing without actually developing attraction towards it, without having any attachment for that. We know that from our real life that there are so many activities or things we can do, not having really liking or love for that thing, but we just do it because we have to do it, but it's not like we are ecstatic about it or we love doing it, but just we have to do it. Sometimes it could be, it's like, sometimes when we are sick, or we know that we don't feel like eating, but we eat anyway, right? That's like one. And sometimes it's some work activity, um, you don't like doing it, but you end up doing it. You just have to do it, um, no choice. So like that. So here, um, when we devote ourselves to Krishna in such a way, we are actually having a relationship with Krishna, a loving relationship in that manner. So here Krishna is not talking about that thinking where we, uh, without having any attraction for Krishna, or without having any attraction for anything, that thing. So here Krishna is not talking about that. Here Krishna is not talking about that kind of thinking, that approach. Here Krishna is talking that, we are devoted to him in loving absorption. That is, he wants that transformational thinking. So thinking, feeling, and willing are the three activities of the mind. So when we do things, either we will do it with attraction, with love for that thing, we like doing that activity for that person, for that object, material object, or anything. But here Krishna is talking about that transformational thinking, that we completely change our thinking by doing what Krishna has just mentioned. You offer obeisances, become my devotee, think of me, and be engaged in the activities by being absorbed in those things for me. So, like that, you offer your heart to me, fix your mind so that I can enter your heart. So, he's talking about all that. So, this is transformational thinking. So, not the usual mundane thinking we are doing, but we have to have this transformational thinking. We change completely. So, senses are connected with the mind. So now when we go for some material object, we develop some attraction, we go for that object. So that's mundane attraction. Here it is Krishna, that is spiritual, and it is happening at a spiritual platform. So this is transformational thinking. So now we are using the same mind, same senses, and we might be doing the same offering, same activities, but now we are doing it with loving devotion. We have attraction for the activity now. We have that realization, we have that knowledge, that gyan, and this is how we are supposed to do. So this is what Krishna is talking about, that transformational thinking. So if we think of Krishna in an open hearted way, then he will enter into our heart. We have to achieve that. And then by thinking like this, we can do activities that promote that feeling of devotion. So once we start doing it and we achieve that, so we continue doing those activities in that manner, in loving devotion, where we this further promotes feeling of devotion. So what exactly is that? So mad yaji mam namaskuru. Worship me. How do you? Okay. So man mana, offer the subtle body, mind. Bhava mad bhakto, offer your heart to me. So in heart we have everything main happening, like mind, intelligence, ego. The soul is seated there. So you offer your heart to me, and with that it means we thinking, feeling, and willing. So we have that emotions, the feelings. Madhyaji mam namaskuru. Physical level. Uh, so um, so that is with the gross body, physical level. Worship me. Offer obeisances to me, and um, so Prabhu gives an example like performing an arti. So mam eveshyasi. If you do all that completely as mentioned, then you will come to me. And this guarantee Krishna is giving here. If you do all those things completely as mentioned in the manner which has been mentioned, the details have been given, you will certainly come to me. This is the guarantee Krishna is giving. So, so offering heart to me, that is like feelings and emotions, and we have your mind, intelligence, ego, and then you're offering your heart and soul, your physical body, the way we do activities, and behind the scene we have our mind, intelligence, and ego engaged in those activities with feelings. So that is what it is. So how that will happen? How will that happen? Yuktvevam. You will be yuktva. What does this mean? You will be engaged, absorbed in me via those activities which you are offering to me now. Um, so if we offer body, mind, soul, that is heart, to Krishna, then Krishna is saying that you will be absorbed in Krishna. So by doing that, so these so Prabhu mentions that these are our three levels of existence. So Krishna is telling us to offer all these three levels to me, not just one physical level that you are just doing it for the sake of doing it, but your mind is somewhere else, thinking of something else, and we are feeling for something else, but you are seated there, but not exactly mentally, but physically, but mentally you are somewhere else. So not that completely, everything, all three levels of existence. That is what it is. Um, so yeah. So Atmanam Mat Parayana. By doing all this way your Atma will become fully devoted to me. You become my devotee. By doing those activities in loving devotion, you become my devotee. So His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu says that this verse is referred to by our acharyas as highlighted as an essence of the essence of the essence. So this is like super essence, supreme essence. Um, this is uh, because it is believed, it is highlighted that from all the Upanishads, our scriptures say that from all the Upanishads, Gita is like the milk of the cow. Our acharyas say that, where cow is the Upanishads. And so Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all those Vedic literatures. And m- middle six chapters of Bhagavad Gita are the essence because they focus on bhakti. And then ninth chapter, which happens to be in the next six chapters, right, is called the Rajaguyam, most confidential knowledge. And then in the last six chapters of that, the last chapter, that is 18th chapter, um, is called, which calls for devotion, and there it guarantees supreme liberation. Then that is the essence. So that is why the emphasis that this verse is an essence of the essence of the essence of the essence, to highlight the importance or significance of this verse. Um, So in previous chapters, many places Prabhu says that it was mentioned that practice yoga, right? Here, um, but then what kind of yoga to practice was not highlighted. So then it's given in a very conclusive way that it is bhakti yoga. So now Krishna is in his this ecstasy. He describes further about himself and bhakti in the next chapter. So Prabhu mentions that. So he's giving the detail. So 18.65, as it happens to be the first few verses, first few lines of both the shlokas, um, two and a half lines happen to be same, very much same. Um, so man mana bhava mad bhakto, man mana. Always think about me. Fix your mind on me. That refers to the mind here. Bhava mad bhakto, become my devotee. Offer your heart to me. Madhyaji, worship me. Mam namaskuru, offer your obeisances to me. And that is like performing dandavat with our body, physical body. And mam eveshasi satyam te, you will certainly come to me. Prati jane priyo asime, this I declare because you are very dear to me. So this verse is also very important because it is describing supreme instructions and Arjuna's intimacy with the Lord. So how deeply connected they are, um, that intimate relationship. So Lord Krishna likes Arjuna so much. Um, so what this means is that um, we it is indicative that we offer our entire existence to Krishna. So the difference in these two verses is that um, where it is mentioned mam eveshyasi yuktvevam atmanam matparayana. Mam eveshyasi, you will come back to me, yuktvevam, by engaging like this, atmanam matparayana. If your heart and soul are engaged like this, if your atma is parayana, that is towards me, it is devoted to me, and then you will come back to me. So this is what Krishna is saying. But in 18.65, Krishna is telling something more, something different. Um, um, how is so? Because in 9.34, it is on devotee Arjuna, the practitioner, that you do like this, then Mameveshasi, you will come back to me. How? Yuktvevam, by being engaged in this way, and Krishna further clarifies what is this engagement. He gives that detail. Atmanamat Parayana, by being completely devoted to me with whole soul, body and soul, mind, body, soul. And here the emphasis is different. In any relationship, it is important that both the parties offer something. So here in 9.34, Krishna mentioned what devotees need to offer, how they need to do, what happens, Atmanamat Parayana, devoted to him. Here in 18.65, Krishna is telling what I bring to the relationship. What does he bring to the relationship? Krishna is telling, Mame Veshasi Satyam Te. I'm speaking the truth. I'm telling you, Mam Viveshasi, you will certainly come back to me. So this is happening in 18.65, this last chapter verse. So here the guarantee Krishna is giving, I'm telling you the truth. You do like this and certainly you will come back to me. Prati jane priyo asime. Priyo asime, you are, why? Because you are so dear to me. You are very dear to me. And I'm prati jane, declaring this because you are very dear to me. So prati jane is that Prabhu says that this is like declaration, public declaration. So this is like broadcast being done, declaration being done publicly. So what happens is when there is declaration, the promise is more serious, and if someone the and some and if someone makes the declaration publicly available, announce it publicly, then it becomes more serious, right? So one is like promising, you're saying that verbally, you're telling, and that is declaration, and that is very serious. Okay, you do this, and I guarantee you, and then you do this publicly, everyone knows about it, then it is becomes most serious. So this is how it is. The similarity, and Krishna has already given the um, things what need to do, what we need to do to go back to Godhead. Uh, what we need to do, what we need to achieve, and what is the result guaranteed. That Krishna has already made declaration. He has mentioned in these two verses. You become my devotee, offer obeisance to me, you come back to me. And another thing to notice is it's like Prabhupada says that the most confidential part of this knowledge that you become a pure devotee of Krishna and always think of him, act for him. Um, Not just become a um, official meditator. So this is not like something we do in a day for some particular hour of the day for a few minutes. It's not that meditation Prabhupada is mentioning. It is like our life should be molded in such a way that every moment of our life becomes an opportunity, a chance to think of Krishna. Uh, we need to always think of Krishna, act in such a way, and that our daily activities are in connection with Krishna. So we have to make arrange our life in such a way throughout the 24 hours we cannot but think of Krishna. That is what Prabhupada is mentioning, he's highlighting. And then the law's promise is that anyone who is in such pure Krishna consciousness will certainly return to the abode of Krishna. And where what will happen is he'll be engaged in the association of Krishna face to face. So this most confidential part of knowledge is spoken to Arjuna because he's very dear friend of Krishna. Now, the good thing is everyone who follows this, Prabhupada says that everyone who follows this path of Arjuna, which is being told to Arjuna to practice, can become a dear friend of Krishna and obtain the same perfection as Arjuna. It's just not, it is not just limited to Arjuna. Anybody, all if we practice like what has been told to Arjuna, the path to practice, and do those things as mentioned to Arjuna to practice. If we do all those things, we can also become very dear to Krishna, a dear friend of Krishna, and obtain the same perfection as Arjuna by doing those things. So so in this shloka, this here it mentions that we need to concentrate our mind upon Krishna. The very form with two hands carrying a flute, the bluish boy with a beautiful face and peacock feathers in his hair. Um, and this is not just concoction, mental concoction. This is what is mentioned by Lord Brahma in Brahma Samhita, his prayers to Lord Krishna to glorify him. And so he could see him, Krishna face to face. And also it is mentioned in other literatures. This is the form of the God, and one should fix our mind on this original form of God at Krishna. Uh, so concentration of the mind on the form of Krishna constitutes the most confidential part of knowledge, and this is disclosed to Arjuna because Arjuna is the most dear friend of Krishna. Um, and the other thing Prabhupada mentions is that um, so so there are many people who are attracted by many other features of the Lord, like impersonal Brahma Jyoti, localized Paramatma. But here Krishna, for we it is for anybody to become pure devotee directly takes to the service of the Supreme Lord, Lord Krishna. That is the complete realization, Bhagwan realization. Um, so when we start doing this, sometimes we will um, fall. Sometimes we will deviate from the standard, but um, we should continue doing those things. We should continue our progress. We should not leave it if we make mistake or we are stuck somewhere. But we should continue to make progress. We should not stop in any way. Um, uh, Finally, we'll make further progress, and that will come to. And if we continue doing that, as mentioned, as told to Arjuna, we will someday, sometime, we will achieve perfection in that activities. There is no doubt. This is the approach mentioned by the acharyas and in the scriptures in Bhagavad Gita. Um, so when we do that, it is Supreme Godhead will personally take care of his devotees, pure devotees. Um, so it is an intelligent person should take to directly to the process of Krishna consciousness, and not any other form of yoga or um, other features of God realization, but to Bhagwan realization or Krishna's, that Krishna is a beautiful form, and that that Bhagwan realization. So any intelligent person should take directly to process of Krishna consciousness, and like mentioned, offer we senses worship, offer heart and soul, mind, body, heart, soul to Krishna, always thinking of Krishna. Our life should be molded in such a way that we cannot but think of Krishna 24/7. And we every activity, everything, our senses, mind, everything is engaged in the service of Krishna. And by doing that in such a way, we will be happily. We can continue living happily in this material world for whatever time we are here. And finally, Krishna promises that he will receive the supreme award of Krishna. So, great comparison, and these are very significant, great two verses. We can learn a lot from this. Um, so that is what I had to say. So, in case if anybody has any question, please ask. Um,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dharmat Pranam.
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji,
Mataji.
in the
Yeah.
beginning of the class, you told that somebody is taking Bhakti Shastri classes.
Yes. Yes. Uh, so this His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, he he takes Bhakti Shastri classes. So usually I refer to um, what he has to say and what Prabhupada has to say. Um, so that is what I did.
Prabhuji, if I want to enroll for, is he taking any Bhagavad Gita classes, Prabhuji? Charan Prabhuji?
I think Prabhuji is in Mumbai. If you are in Bangalore, maybe whichever temple you are connected with, you can reach out to them. Are you connected? You are connected with Sheshadripuram temple?
Yes, Prabhuji, I'm connected to Sheshatripuram temple.
Yeah, in that case, you can reach out to your, if you have any counselor or any other senior.
Counselor is Sri Hari Prabhu, Prabhuji.
Sorry.
My counselor is Sri Hari Prabhu.
Sri Hari.
Sri Hari Das.
Yes, yes. So you can send a note to Sri Hari Prabhu, or whenever you have time, maybe on weekend, you can talk to him that you are interested in Bhakti Shastri class or Bhagavad Gita class. Then he can give you more detail. When is the upcoming course, or he will connect you to the right person. Um, uh,
Should we be present in the temple, Prabhuji?
I think there are online options also available. Maybe you can check with Prabhu.
And should we pay any money for Prabhuji?
For Bhakti Shastri, yes, there is some small amount of fee uh, per
Okay.
module or for the entire thing, but I don't think there is any fees for Bhagavad Gita um, course, as in Gita Gyan course, next level. But Bhakti Shastri, yes, there is a fees. Yeah.
Prabhuji, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the
Hare Krishna.
information and
Hare Krishna, Nitya Mataji, and Hare Krishna,
yes,
Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna. Hare
Whenever
Krishna.
I type Bhagavad Gita so and so verse on the Google, base opens up, and then Song of the Bird opens up, and also Chaitanya Charan's Prabhuji's explanations come up. So I read his puppets also.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it is available on Google,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Mataji, but we wanted like a course means they will train us, Mataji.
Okay. So if you
Okay.
want to
Personally,
read
they
his
will train us.
explanation, it's already there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
personally, they will train us, so that is why, Mataji.
Yeah, so you can reach out to Sri Hari Prabhu. He will guide you better. He will connect you to the right people, and you can go ahead then. Whatever dates available, you can select and go ahead with it. Yeah, very nice, Mataji. Yeah,
Thank you
Hare
so much
Krishna
for the
Prabhu,
clarification.
Hare Krishna
Thank you,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Prabhu. Yes,
Prabhu.
yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Sorry to compare the two verses of 34 and 65.
Yes, Prabhu.
Here in 34, in 65, Arjuna is a friend of Krishna already.
Yeah,
Here
yeah,
in
yeah.
34, he mentions that the Lord mentions that you come to me. So there is a subtle difference between 34 and 65,
Yes, yes,
64.
yeah,
Here he's saying, the Lord is saying, engage your mind.
correct.
There he is saying, here engage your mind means in your physical activity, or any subtle activity that you are doing, like, okay, maybe chanting or reading or whatever, or
Yes.
doing. So that should be engaging your mind.
Hmm.
Here in 64, thinking about me is a very, what do you say, in a different level, isn't it, Prabhu? You're already, you know Krishna, so you have to think of Krishna all the time in all your days of, I think there is a slight difference between these two. Although there could be a similarity here, because in 65, you are already my dear friend. Here he say, Lord says, you come to me. Surely you will come to me. So I don't know
Yeah.
what there's a
Yes.
slight difference, Prabhu.
Yes,
Sorry.
there is some difference. So it's like when you have an so initially this is like the entire Bhagavad Gita is like removing the doubt of Krishna, removing the doubt of Arjuna, right? And Arjuna is just via medium of Arjuna, it is this message is actually meant for everyone of us who are in this material world. So Arjuna is already in some relationship with him. He's like a relative, he's a friend, and here it is his student also. So initially, when Krishna, without any bias, he introduces Arjuna and through Bhagavad Gita for all the options available, all the yoga systems available, and so as the progress is made, he is telling him in ninth chapter that you engage your mind to me, you do worship for obese senses, you give your heart, body, soul. So that is being told to him, right? So now entire Bhagavad Gita has been mentioned in the 18th chapter, right? Everything has been told to him.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
choice is being given, and so initially it was like removing not just Arjuna's doubt. Um, um, any readers or anybody in this material, when they uh, come to this, they have doubts. Their doubts need to be removed without any bias. And finally, telling him, like bhakti yoga is the most important thing of all the yogas. Bhakti yoga is the most important. I have told you everything. So where Arjuna needs to make choice, but Arjuna has a friendly relationship with him, and here, as a friend, you have some relationship with a friend, and there you can tell him, I you are my friend, I love you, I like you, so I guarantee you that if you take to this thing, you will certainly come to me, right?
Mm.
So yeah. So,
Sure.
if we take to this thing, like mentioned by Srila Prabhupada has mentioned, anybody who takes to this is not, this message is not just for Arjuna. Anybody who takes to this thing and starts progressing, he will certainly improve, and he will, at a certain stage, he will become like friend to Krishna, and he will, wherever we have bottlenecks or hindrances, Krishna will actually remove those things so we can progress. He will certainly, he guarantees that. If we take to Krishna consciousness, once we make a choice that we want to go ahead with Bhakti Yoga, practice Krishna consciousness, achieve this, whatever Krishna has told, achieve this state of absorption by engaging our mind, all activities, senses, whatever we do, our life is molded in such a way that we are thinking of Krishna 24/7, absorbed in that state. Krishna is saying that then we become like a friend to Krishna, and Krishna will help us certainly. So it says, right, you take one step and Krishna will take one step. If you take two steps, Krishna will take two steps, but his two steps are like way beyond your imagination. Uh,
Correct.
so that is how it is. Yeah, very
That's
nice.
right. If you are a friend only, then I can help you. If you are not a friend of mine, then I can't help you, isn't it? I don't know. Is it that way?
No, no. I mean, if you start, he will certainly give you all that what you
Okay.
need. He will reciprocate, but it's just that because you are progressing now, we have heard this, you have realized this, and you have taken the decision. You are somewhere on the path. Um, then you become friend of Krishna. When you start doing this. So initially, it's like when Bhagavad Gita was told. Initially, when he started, Krishna was actually leaving it to Arjuna to decide. okay, this is all this information without any bias, you make a choice. But then if somebody as a friend, okay, I'm telling you, bhakti yoga is the best thing, you know, you make a choice. Bhakti yoga is the best thing. There also is saying you do this thing. I guarantee you. Here it's like a broadcast, open broadcast, because you are dear to me, because you are practicing this thing. You are my friend. I guarantee him. Then he's openly broadcasting, declaring it. So then it becomes most um, like, you know, most important. What was mentioned?
Confidential.
Most confidential, most serious. That declaration becomes more serious once it's broadcasted. Once it's like you, I tell you something, that is one thing, but then we announce it publicly, broadcast it, then it becomes even more serious, then it becomes more serious. Yeah. So yeah, so anybody who takes to this thing, he becomes at a certain stage, he will become a friend of Krishna once they
Excellent.
progress. Yeah.
Sure.
So nice. Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare
Anybody has
Krishna.
any other question, please? Yeah.
This is the king of knowledge, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Rajavidya,
Rajaguya.
Rajaguya.
Rajaguya, yeah. Yes,
Thank
Mataji.
you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, everyone. Thank you for joining, everyone. Please continue to join again tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for the class, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Dhanvat
Krishna.
Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Done with everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Done with
Hare Krishna to all devotees
Srimad
assembled
Bhagavad
here.
Gita ki jai. Shri Guru
Ki
Prabhupada
jai.
ki jai. Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna to everyone.